Is Councilmember Saper at the meeting?
He has not yet joined. I do not see him in the waiting room. But
All right, thank you, Stephen. So if he does join, could you let us know so we can make sure he's he's on video?
I will.
But Mr. Mayor, it is 6 o'clock. So would you like to call the meeting to order?
Yeah, let's call this meeting to order. Your special council meeting of the North Kansas City Council. Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you, sir. Tonight's special meeting regards the small business grant program, which the City Council approved earlier and did enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Clay County Economic Development Council to administer the program. Clay County EDC did take grant applications through June 14th, and they've supplied those applications to the City Council along with their scoring recommendation forms. In the memo in your packet, we said that there were 28 applications recommended to receive $5,000 each for a total of $140,000. We did realize today that one of the applicants, the Plantain District, only asked for $4,600. I don't think that would preclude the council from granting a full $5,000 grant if it wished to, but on their form, that's all that they indicated. TJ Berry, who has just finished up, I think, his time with the Clay County EDC, is at the meeting to answer questions that you might have about the process that they followed in making these recommendations to you. And I know that TJ is, I think his last official day was last week, but he is finishing up this project and is here with the council tonight. So with that, the applications are before you for your consideration.
Eric, would you like me to call the roll?
Oh, I did say that, didn't I?
Yes.
Thank you, Crystal. Please do.
Councilmember Farr?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember DeLong?
Yes.
Councilmember Saper? Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Tull?
Yes.
Councilmember Clevenger?
Here.
Councilmember Stewart?
Yes.
Councilmember Clark?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So with that, the applications are for your consideration. Do you have any questions for Mr. Berry? Councilmember Tull.
You had 5 applications that were marked as recommended conditionally, but I didn't see anywhere on the forms what those conditions were. So it was Chapels, Driftwood, Ceramics, Paul and Jack's, Plantain District, and Walston Door Company.
TJ is on the call, but I don't see that he's able to talk. TJ, can you hear us?
You don't see that he's able to talk.
Sorry, it appears, I'm not sure, he's connected twice and his microphone is turned off on one of the devices and there's no microphone on the other device.
I'm going to give Mr. Berry a chance to be able to join and answer questions. That was our intention, certainly. What I guess
does staff know on that though? On what
well, yeah. So we maybe have some idea. For example, we know that I think in at least 1 or 2 of those that they may not have had been a business for 2 years. They may not have had a 2019 business license with us, not because they weren't an operating business, but because they were under different ownership. An example would be Chapels. That one was explained to us. So I think that there were some conditions like that, especially, businesses that had some history with the city, but which may not have met that technical requirement that caused it to be checked as recommended conditionally. That's our understanding.
I'm sorry, Council. I could not. I was having technical difficulties. Hopefully you can hear me now. This is TJ Berry.
We can, TJ. Thank you. And the question was, the applications that were marked for as a conditional recommendation, what was the rationale for the conditional recommendation?
So those businesses were established in North Kansas City long-term businesses that have gone through ownership changes recently. And because of that ownership change, they do not qualify based upon the specifications the council set out from the get-go. But it was our opinion that they should at least be considered because they're long-term North Kansas City businesses that I think that you would like to support the businesses, even though the ownership has changed.
Thank you.
Councilmember Clevenger and then Councilmember Smith.
And I'm assuming all of these businesses here that are presented tonight are current on their 2020 business license with the city, to our best of our knowledge.
This is Kim. I'm sorry if I jump in on this one. That was actually not a requirement for this particular purpose. And the reason being is, as the council will remember, we extended the 2020 business license registration period because of the COVID event. It was supposed to be due mid-March, but that is right as the council remembers when COVID struck. So the city council did agree to extend the business license application period. So we did not make that a requirement for this program.
Very good, thank you. And when did we extend that to? Do you remember do we have a sunset on that?
I believe that is at the same timeline as the water bills. So both the business license and the water bills were extended to the same timeline.
Which was June 30th, the end of this month. Councilmember Smith.
So if you go ahead and approve the conditional approval, what then would have to happen for them to get full approval? Am I misunderstood? Is there something they're going to have to do to clear that up? That's what I was understanding, but it sounds like these are just the ones that kind of caught in didn't have a 2019 license or didn't fit really in the criteria. For example, Driftwood Ceramics is not a long time business. They're an important business to us, but they don't fit that, been around forever. So like they may have had a different reason for being conditional. Are they going to need to clear something up, or are they just going to go ahead and get the funds if we approve?
You approve the grant. If you approve the grant, they're approved. It was just a sort of a signal to you, but if you indicate that you want to approve their grant, that's the end of that. Councilmember DeLong.
You might have answered this. So none of these, though conditionally, have something that is pending, such as taxes or even 2019 business license. I mean, this is all just missing one of these boxes, essentially. They have nothing we're waiting on, nothing else that, they're not behind on, like I said, taxes or fees or anything.
Yeah.
No, they do not, Councilman.
TJ,
they are ready to go. Their financial analysis has been done. All of the steps that needed to go besides your approval have been done.
Perfect. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Would anyone like to make a motion?
To approve the grants as recommended by Clay County EDC.
Second.
May I ask for one point of clarification before you vote? Again, I mentioned the Plantain District. Very honestly, only asked for $44,600. Would you like to approve their grant at the level of $4,600 or $5,000?
So go the full 5,000. I'll make that part of my motion. And it looks like on their application they didn't fill in amount requested. They totaled up at the top, so we'll just go ahead and fill the 5,000 in for them.
And Councilmember DeLong, that meets your second.
I would second that motion as well.
All right. It's been moved and seconded that the 28 grants that have been forwarded to the council by the Clay County EDC be funded at a level of $5,000 each. Is there any further discussion?
Can I just ask one other quick question?
Yes, sir.
On the one application that you were talking about, chapels, and on the conditional, I didn't see that they really had any description of how things were going to be used. Did the form, I'm assuming the form came like that, as far as without any, unless I'm missing something? Do you see that one where it doesn't really have any description?
Yes.
Mr. Berry, any comment? No.
So I actually did chat with the owner, and they've been extremely affected, Councilman. They will not have any problems coming up with the expenses to detail the need for the $5,000. There are several businesses that have been affected very, very deeply, and it's going to take a long road for these businesses to come back.
Thank you. I just noticed it was blank, so thank you.
Councilmember DeLong.
Just add one more thing. I again want to thank TJ Berry and the Clay County EDC for doing this, being able to get these out to businesses like this. So thank you.
Well, let me say something back to you. Council, your leadership and the speed that you have done this will make a difference to your businesses. And because of your leadership, I believe Kansas City has said that they are going to do a program starting very soon. And I just believe that's because of your leadership.
Councilmember Tull and then Councilmember DeLong.
I just wanted to say Chapels does have it filled out. It just doesn't look like it because they typed up so close. So they were going to use it for payroll, reducing expenses, purchasing, cleaning, and personal protection equipment.
Okay, sorry, I missed it.
And to pay salaries, rent, utilities, and marketing.
All right, I
Councilmember
believe this
DeLong.
one's back on staff now. How quickly can we get these checks out after we approve this?
I have already pre-approved them subject to your vote tonight. We'll cut them tomorrow. They'll be in their hands by the end of the week.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Are you ready
If
for me to
there's
call
no
roll?
further discussion, please do.
Councilmember Farr,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember DeLong,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Tull,
Yes.
Councilmember Clevenger,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Stewart,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
and I guess I made the assumption that Councilmember Saper still's not on the call, right?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor and Council, that concludes tonight's business. So if there's a
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Councilmember Farr,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember DeLong,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Tull,
Yes.
Councilmember Clevenger,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Stewart,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark.
Yes.
Thank you.
Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you, everyone.